not funny, Keya Murthy.
It's not funny. I swear, it's not funny. And damn it, I swore I shouldn't have sworn. It's not funny. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most honorable guest. After my mother passed away, I was walking down a street. And this man came up to me and said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "Nothing." And he said, "You look sad." I said, "My mom just died." "Oh, don't worry. I'm a priest, and I could read the scriptures to you and explain the transient nature of existence." And I'm like, nobody cares. Maybe I'll just spend time with him and listen to the scriptures and understand the transient nature of the soul. So every day he read the Bhagavad Gita a little bit and explained to me, and I started feeling a little bit better every day. And after 10 days, I felt like, okay, yeah, I understand. I think I felt like Sarah. So, fast forward, a year later, I returned to my village. I'm walking down the street, and I see a man holding a goat, and very sad, he's crying. So I go up to him and I say, like, "What happened? Why are you crying?" He looks up to me, and I realize he's the same priest, and he's crying. "What happened?" And he says, "My goat died." And I'm like, "Priest, do you remember last time it was my mother who died, and you consoled me and made me feel so good? Remember those 10 days? And he says, "That was your mother, this is my goat." Will Rogers said that it's always funny when it happens to someone else. I have no sense of humor. My kids always tell me, "Mom, it's funny, you're supposed to laugh." I'm like, "Oh, that's silly." I always think it's either silly or it's stupid. And my daughter says, "Mom, you're very snooty." I'm like, I don't know what to do. I also realized that jokes are like personal, jokes are social, they are cultural, they are intergenerational. Once I had to give a speech at this interesting club, and I used the word "damn." And my evaluator came in. One of the things that she mentioned was, when you used a non-G term, it was funny, it made us all laugh, but try to keep it clean. And I was like, okay, trying to keep it clean. I don't know how to do that. So I come to America, right, as an engineer, and I watch stand-up comedians. And I'm like, everything is like either racist or something to do with religion or has a lot of R stuff in it. So I go back to India and I tell them, there is this thing, you can be a stand-up comedian. And my mother says, "That's a clown." And I'm like, no, they're stand-up comedians, they're intelligent people. So they make people laugh to make a living. That's a clown. I'm like, okay. So in 2012, 2013, anyway, who cares? I went on a trip of UK, and they were showing us, this is where Oscar Wilde lived, and this is the jail he went to. And I'm like, why did he go to jail? Oh, because he let everyone know he was gay. And he went to jail for telling people he was gay, yes, for 2 years. Later on, I learned, Oscar Wilde has the saying, if you want to tell the truth, make people laugh. Otherwise, you'll go to jail for it. And then I said, now I know why he said that. This truth hurts. And absolute truth hurts absolutely. So if you want to say the truth, remember to make people laugh. And that's what stand-up comedians do. When I was going through my divorce, there was a judge, and she was a lady, so I thought, oh, maybe she'll feel good about it. She'll do something in my favor. And she said, "Mrs. Murthy, you have a college education, and you have experience. What are you trying to do, stay at home and do a business?" And I'm like, you have no clue. So I just walked out of her court. And if you know the Ventura Court, there's one building where you go through all the divorces, and then there's another building where you go to get a license for a business. And where you get a business license is the same place where you get a marriage license. So I'm standing in line, and I was like, okay, whatever. So I'm thinking of all the things, girls say before getting married and all these things. And I was remembering all the conversations I used to have. And 9 out of 10 times, when a girl seems very happy, it's a guy. And the 9 out of 10 times you tell them, what's so great about the guy? This is the response. He makes me laugh. I'm like, okay. And what happens after that? We all go through this stupid thing called divorce. Divorce jokes, right? So I'm standing in line, and there's a lady next to me, and she just wants to talk to me. So I'm like, okay, go ahead, talk to me. She doesn't know where I'm coming from. And then she is there to change her name back to her maiden last name, because she tells me when she got married, she changed her last name, and then she got a divorce, but she didn't change her last name back because she had a child and she wanted the same last name. Then she got married again, so she hyphenated her first husband and her second husband's name, and she had another child, and she kept that. So she had this hyphenated last name, so her two ex-husbands. And now she was going to go through a third marriage, and she says, I'm going to remove, now I'm not going to have any more kids, I'm going to remove all those and go back to my maiden name. So I said, so tell me, what is it about this guy? Does he make you laugh? Yeah, how did you know, honey? All right. Oh, you just made my day. And she left, and then I went and got my business license, and I started doing my business. So I see the green light is up, and I can breathe now. So I'll leave you with this joke. I just read on Facebook. So a lady comes home, and she's jumping up and down on her bed for a long time, and her husband says, what's so funny? Do you realize how ridiculous you look? Why are you jumping up and down? She says, oh, I just had a mammogram, and the doctor said that I'm fine. He says, but why are you jumping up and down? He says, oh, he said that my breasts are like an 18-year-old. And the husband says, really? Did he mention about your 50-year-old ass? And she says, no, you didn't come up in the conversation.
Myra, can I get a minute?